So today, let's have some fun. I decided to talk about the 5 wackiest cards in Magic the Gathering, and I did try to get some cards that are normally not mentioned when wackiest cards come into play, and I try not to go with cards that are illegal, except for one that we'll talk about later. So the first card that I'll talk about is Camouflage. The text reads, you may rearrange your attacking creatures and place them face down, revealing which is which only after defense is chosen. If this results in impossible blocks, such as non-flying creatures blocking flying creatures, illegal blockers cannot block this turn. Scryfall says, cast a spell only during your declare attacker step, and this turn, instead of declaring blockers, each defending player chooses any number of creatures they control, divides them into a number of piles equal to the number of attacking creatures for whom that player is defending player. Creatures those players control that can block additional creatures may likewise be put into additional piles, assign each pile to a different turn of those attacking creatures at random. Each creature in a pile that can block the creature that pile is assigned to does so. That is a way to use the card. But basically, these taps all your creatures down and you got a blind block. I just think that this is a crazy concept, and that is why I pick Camouflage. It's a 1-mana green card, and I think it's fucking great. And this card, by the way, is legal on Legacy, Vintage, Commander, and Oathbreaker, so it does see some play. I mean, I have a Commander deck with one of those. It is super fun. Next card I want to talk about is Goblin Game, and Goblin Game start getting into like a little more wacky side of the cards that I picked. Each player hides at least one object, then all players reveal them simultaneously. Each player loses life equal to the number of objects he or she revealed. That player who revealed the fewest objects then lose half of his or her life, rounded up. If 2 or more players are tied for lowest, each loses half of his or her life, rounded up. Basically, you'd get like a bunch of like dice or something and just hide it in your pocket or in your hand and then reveal it. But there are several loopholes to this card, and it is legal in Legacy, Vintage, Commander, and Oathbreaker as well, as most cards are. And I also played that on one of my Commander, Nico Bolo's Commander deck, and it is really fun. And there's a cheaty thing you can do, which is like you hide like 4 dice in one pocket, 2 in another, you know, and then you reveal 4. If you need more dice, you can reveal 2 more, or you can just not reveal the 2, reveal just the 2. But then some players are smart to go like, oh no, we all reveal at the same time, and you know, it's just a cheeky card that you can use. I know we're not a cheater on games, but if the text of a card allows me to exploit it, you better fucking bet I'm doing that. Next card I'm talking about is Psychic Battle. In Psychic Battle, I could see this working on Standard today. Like, I don't think this card is that horrible or unhinged, but then again, it's only Lego on Legacy, Vintage, Commander, and Oathbreaker. But it reads, for 5 mana, 3 colorless, 2 blue, whenever a player chooses 1 or more targets, each player reveals the top card of his or her library. The player who reveals the card with the highest converted mana cost may change the target or targets. If 2 or more cards are tied for highest costs, the target or targets remain unchanged. This card leads to several really fun interactions, especially in Commander where I have 4 possible players as targets and then all of the board. And I highly recommend you guys try this card on a Commander deck at least once. The art is amazing. You have OG Urza there. I just really recommend you guys try this card out with your group. You're gonna have a lot of fun. Now remember, I mentioned there was one illegal card on my list, and it's a card that has printed with a different back. And if I'm not mistaken, it's because it was given as a prize for a tournament. I can do some reading on that later, but the card itself is really fun. It's called Dungeon Master. It has like the secret lair arts, and it has a non-standard magic back, so of course you cannot play this on any constructed play, but kitchen sink magic's always out there, and you can always pauper, you can always proxy, you know, can always proxy it. Dungeon Master is a planeswalker that looks exactly like the Dungeon Master from Dungeons and Dragons.
A Dungeon Master's life is not an easy one.
1990s, and it is great. And it reads as a planeswalker. It enters the battlefield 1d4+1. The first skill is a +1 that says target opponent creates a 1/1 black skeleton creature token with, when this creature dies, each opponent gains 2 life. So that means you are giving skeletons to your opponent for you to beat. Second one says roll a d20. If you roll 1, skip your next turn. If you roll 12 or higher, draw a card. So it's a gamble one. It is also +1 to the planeswalker tokens, and at -6 you get an adventuring party. Your party is a 3/3 red fighter with first strike, a 1/1 white cleric with lifelink, a 2/2 black rogue with hexproof, and a 1/1 blue wizard with flying. And I just think this card is incredibly fun. It brings several aspects of D&D to the table. I was hoping when Baldur's Gate released the set and Forgotten Realms released in 2022 and 2021, someone that we would see some sort of reprint of this that would be playable, but it didn't come, nothing similar. I think this card is balanced actually and would work great. It really would work great on Brawl in Magic Arena or as a commander. And the last card I want to talk about is Chaos Orb. And I was really gonna leave Chaos Orb off the list. I imagine many people already know about this card. It is a very well-known card, but Chaos Orb, basically, you're gonna hold Chaos Orb at a height like this, and you're gonna drop it flipping, okay? And whatever Chaos Orb touches on the board, whatever card the Chaos Orb touches that are permanents, it destroys. And then you destroy Chaos Orb. And if you don't think that this card is absolutely bonkers, you just gotta know that it is literally banned on Commander, Oathbreaker, Vintage, and Legacy. That's how broken it is, because there are several strategies for each land exactly you want. And you can like ruin like 8 lands from the opponent or something if they have them stacked, which is absolutely bonkers. It is a part of the reserve list, so I don't think any one of you is gonna be getting your hands into this card anytime soon. It probably costs like $300 right now or so, or like $1,000 right now or something like that. That's it for me today. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.